I want you to lean in and listen close, because what I'm about to tell you is the real truth behind all those headlines we've been celebrating. You've seen my videos, right? We talked about the US just saying something amazing about us. We saw South Korea make a shocking confession about how much they need us. And we even exposed the humbling truth that Japan can't survive without Filipino care. These are huge, powerful moments of global respect, and they make us all feel incredibly proud. But what if I told you that while the world is celebrating our power, a silent, creeping danger is threatening to undo all that hard-won respect? The truth is, the Philippines is in a dangerous place right now, and the warning signs are right in front of our faces, but we're too distracted to see them. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type "interested" in the comments, and I will give you a heart. This isn't some action movie plot about a natural disaster or a foreign invasion. This is a quiet, systemic crisis. It's a lot harder to fight because it lives in the air we breathe every day. Think about it. Have you noticed how everything is getting more expensive? According to the Philippine Statistics Authority's latest report from mid-2025, the country's inflation rate is still a major problem, holding stubbornly at 4.8%. But that's just a number. Let me break down what that means for you and your family. That number translates to a 7% increase in the cost of rice in just 1 year. It means your electricity bill is up 9%, and the gas for your commute has jumped by another 5%. You're working just as hard, but your money is buying less. It feels like we're running faster and faster just to stay in the same place. We're stuck in a vicious cycle that no one wants to talk about. I want you to think about my Uncle Marlon. He's one of millions of Filipino OFWs who spent a brutal 15 years working as a construction foreman in Saudi Arabia. I remember the day he left. He was so full of hope, promising his family that his sacrifice would buy them a better future. He worked in the sweltering heat, endured loneliness, and missed his kids' graduations and birthdays. He lived frugally, saving every single dollar, a little over $40,000, 0 cents in total. Last year, he finally came home, ready to invest his hard-earned money and start a small car repair business. But what did he find? The same broken system he left behind. The process to get a business permit took months and required countless facilitation fees that ate into his capital. The cost of a simple garage lease had doubled since he left. The tools he needed were way more expensive than he had budgeted for. He felt like his sacrifice had been for nothing. He looked at his life's work, and all he saw was an endless series of hurdles. He saw the same old problems that forced him to leave in the first place, and it broke his heart. The very systems that are supposed to protect us and help us get ahead are the ones holding us back. And what did our government do? They announced new programs and passed new policies to combat inflation, but they didn't address the root causes. They're putting a band-aid on a gushing wound. They're telling us to be patient while the foundation of our society cracks and crumbles. This isn't just about money. It's about trust. It's about a feeling that the country you love isn't working for you. It's about a constant state of fighting and struggling. But here's the thing, these internal cracks are only the beginning. They are the symptoms of a much bigger illness. The real danger isn't the inflation or the corruption. Those are just the warning signs. The real danger is something much bigger, something that is happening on a global scale that you haven't even heard about, something that threatens to leave the Philippines behind forever. So I have a question for you, and I need you to be honest with me. Type alert in the comments if you agree that these warning signs are being ignored for too long. And don't you dare click away, because in the next segment, I'm going to reveal how global superpowers are moving against us without us even realizing it, and what that means for your future. We just talked about the warning signs inside the Philippines. But what if I told you that while we're dealing with our own problems, the world's most powerful nations are playing a different game, a dangerous game? A game where the Philippines isn't a player, it's a pawn. The truth is, global superpowers like China, the US, and Japan are making moves that directly affect our lives, and most of us don't even see it. Take the ongoing escalated dispute in the West Philippine Sea, for instance. This isn't just about a few rocks in the ocean. This is about control of one of the most critical global waterways on the planet. According to a recent 2025 report by the Center for Strategic and International Studies, this region is a major global shipping lane with an estimated $3.4 trillion, 0 cents, in trade passing through it every year. It's a route for oil, gas, and consumer goods. Whoever controls it controls controls the lifeblood of global commerce. And it's not just about trade. The area is also estimated to hold trillions of cubic feet of natural gas and billions of barrels of oil. It's a gold mine. So when the US and China argue over it, it's not a friendly debate. It's a battle for future resources and global dominance. Just last month, the US and the Philippines conducted their largest ever joint military exercises in the region, a clear signal to China. In response, Beijing has ramped up its presence, sending more Coast Guard vessels and even an unarmed research ship to the area. And how does this affect you? I want you to think about the Santos family from my hometown, a family of fishermen. For generations, they've been fishing in those waters, but now they can't even get to their traditional fishing grounds. They've had to go farther out and catch less because of increased foreign vessel presence and military activity. Their daily income has dropped by 40%. They can't afford their daily expenses and they don't even know why. They just see their lives getting harder. They think it's just bad luck, but it's not. It's the consequence of a global chess match that they didn't even know they were a part of. This is the hard emotional truth. The Philippines isn't in danger because our people are weak. Filipinos are some of the most resilient, hardworking, and compassionate people on the planet. We've proven that to Japan, the US, and every other country we've worked in. But the country itself is being weakened by forces outside. These powerful nations see our country not as a sovereign partner, but as a strategic piece on a chessboard. They're offering us aid and alliances that are designed to benefit them, not us. We're caught in the middle, and if we make the wrong move, we could be left with nothing but the pieces. So here's my question for you, and I need you to be honest. If you think Filipinos deserve to be respected as equals globally, type respect in the comments. And don't you dare click away, because in the next segment, I'm going to expose the biggest danger of all. Not what's outside, but what's rotting inside the Philippines itself. A problem so deep, it's making us our own worst enemy. All right, we've talked about the internal warning signs and the external pressures. But what if all of these problems are connected to one central devastating issue? We've proven that we are a people of incredible strength, but what about the system we live in? What about the country itself? Look at this. According to the latest 2025 data from Transparency International, the Philippines still ranks poorly on the Corruption Perception Index, a global measure of public sector corruption. Our score has barely moved in the last 5 years, a clear sign that while other countries are taking bold steps to clean up their act, we are stuck. What does that mean for you? It means that every time you need a government service, there's a good chance you'll face bureaucratic red tape that can only be cut with a bribe. It means that public projects like new schools or roads often end up costing more than they should, and the extra money vanishes into thin air. It's not just a leadership issue, it's a systemic problem that affects every single person every single day. Think about how other Asian nations have moved forward. We've seen it firsthand in our video about South Korea's rise, from a war-torn country to a global powerhouse built on innovation and efficiency. We've also seen countries like Vietnam and Indonesia attracting massive foreign investment. In 2024, Vietnam received over $36 billion, 0 cents, in foreign direct investment, while Indonesia was a close second in the region. The Philippines, in comparison, struggles to attract even a fraction of that amount, with the latest numbers hovering around $11 billion, 0 cents. Why? Because foreign companies are afraid to invest in a system plagued by corruption and uncertainty. They're going to countries where it's easier to do business. I want you to think about my aunt Maria. She's my cousin who studied in the US, got a great degree, and had a chance to work for a major global company in Boston. But she chose to come home to the Philippines. She wanted to use her skills to build something for her country. She started her own tech company, but every day is a struggle. She faces a frustrating system of red tape. She has to deal with officials who ask for under-the-table payments, and she sees all the problems we just talked about. Just last month, she lost a huge contract because a competitor with political connections was awarded the bid, even though her company's proposal was better. She's starting to feel hopeless. She sees her friends who stayed in the US and Canada building their lives without this constant struggle, and she questions her decision. It's not that she's not strong enough, it's that the system is pulling her down. This isn't just a sad story, it's a national tragedy. This is the biggest danger of all, not what's outside, but what we're doing to ourselves. The corruption, the lack of unity, the wasted potential. These are the things that are preventing us from rising, and if we don't address them, we'll be left behind for good. So here's my question for you, and I need you to be honest. Comment change if you believe Filipinos must act before it's too late. And don't you dare click away, because in the next segment, I'm going to expose the real final danger, the danger that risks everything we've ever fought for, a problem that is robbing us of our future. But now it's time for the final, most important truth, the one that ties everything together. The real danger is that the Philippines risks being left behind permanently. The time to act is now, because if we don't, we will lose our chance to rise on the global stage. Think about the global landscape. Aging countries from the US and Japan to Canada are facing massive labor shortages. They're practically begging for Filipinos to fill their labor gaps. According to a recent 2025 study, the Filipino diaspora is estimated to be over 12 million people, with a significant portion of our most educated youth choosing to work abroad. In fact, over 60% of all registered Filipino nurses currently practice overseas. To cruel irony, we are the world's solution, but we are also our own biggest problem. I want you to think about a young girl named Sophia. She's a brilliant student who is at the top of her class at a university in Manila. She has big dreams. She wants to be a doctor and help her people, but she sees her classmates and friends leaving the country as soon as they graduate. They're getting better opportunities, better salaries, and a better life. Sophia is faced with a choice: stay and fight for a system that's holding her back, or leave and fulfill her potential somewhere else. The danger isn't just that she will leave. The danger is that her leaving is a symptom of a nation losing its future. But here's the most important thing I want you to remember. The truth is, the same things that put us in danger can also save us if we know how to fight back. Our resilience, our compassion, our work ethic, these are the things that other countries value. We need to use those same qualities to save our own country. We need to fight corruption, demand accountability, and create a system that works for us, not against us. We are not just workers, we are a force of nature, and we need to bring that force home. The future of the Philippines is not a foregone conclusion. It's a choice, and it's up to us to make it. So here's my final question for you. Type fight in the comments if you believe Filipinos must rise and protect the Philippines. Let's show the world that the same spirit that built other nations can rebuild our own.